I've been traveling places all around the world for the last 35 years, and 25 years of that was in making television programs for broadcast on 3ABN and some other networks. But I decided that this time I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to do a vlog, which is basically a video log of this whole trip, so you have the opportunity to come with me and see the behind the scenes things that happen. Airport's a busy place. I just landed in SeaTac, that's the airport just outside of Seattle. My morning started at 6:30 this morning, and then had a flight out of Spokane, Washington, and lay over there for a while, and then flew over here to SeaTac. You're going to find this is going to be a pretty interesting program because you're going to get to see the behind the things that happen. In fact, this trip is going to start out flying out of Spokane, Washington to Seattle, SeaTac, where I'm at right now. And then from there, we're going to jump all the way over to Dubai, which is halfway around the world at the Arab Emirates, which is, Dubai is the capital. And then we're going to fly from there to New Delhi. I get into New Delhi at 2:30 in the morning, have to go from the international terminal to the domestic terminal in the middle of the night. And then from there we fly on a domestic flight down to Madurai, is the name of the place. But you know, we always produce these spiffy looking television videos and our travel logs, and you don't get to see behind the scene things that happen, and all the travel and the hassles and problems and things that come with doing this kind of work. Looks like my connection is going to be on gate S3, which is pretty typical. Alaska always flies in on C concourse, and then you have to get on the railway system, underground railway system, and then make your way over to the S gate. In the last 35 years, I've basically been around the world. 25 of those years was producing television programs that were mission related, that were like a travelogue style, that took you into the countries where we're working doing our projects. And we have, in the course of doing that, went from the jungles of the South Pacific to the prison cells of Romania. If you watch some of our television programs, you know what I'm talking about. S-Gate is coming up here. And I decided to do a vlog, though. I've never really done one of these. This is something kind of new to me, but this way you can travel with me and see what it's like behind the scenes to fly 35 hours around the world, basically. On this trip, I'm going to be going to various parts of India and then going to go up into Nepal. Looks like the S gates are over on this side. A, S, B, A gate. So it looks like we're loading here. We'll catch you on the other side. My wife and I, sometimes we would have a overnight layover here in Dubai, and we would go down. We usually got a pretty decent, nice, clean room over in the old part of the city in Dubai, where they have all the open markets. They're always really friendly there, and it's pretty cool to walk around that part of town. But if you go in the downtown area, oh man, it's out budget for me. Everything's so expensive. And they have one of the world's tallest buildings there. If you want to go to the top, it's like $250 just to go in the elevator to go up the top. But they have that big building that has that elevator service for big buckaroos. But that's where Tom Cruise shot one of his Mission Impossible series. I just finally found a nice quiet place to sit down, relatively quiet. There's always kind of an ambience in the airports in the background. But I checked my ticket to go from New Delhi to Madurai, and sure enough, I booked a day early. And so it's kind of things that can happen when you travel internationally, you know, and even my travel agents have made mistakes and things have happened. So Dr. Johnson down in Madurai, he actually lives in Chennai, but he's in Madurai getting ready for his son's wedding, is working with his travel agency to see if they can get a new ticket issued for me. So when I arrive there tonight at 1:30 in the morning that I'll be actually able to get on an airplane. One of the things that people ask me is, how did you get started doing this kind of stuff? Well, we started out as a publishing organization, and we started working with traveling overseas, doing publishing work, setting up printing facilities and things like that, like in Poland and Lithuania and Romania. And then eventually we started getting more into actual ministry type work. And I started having a cameraman travel around with me back in the 1990s, but had this kind of desire to do something with video, to take people there so they could see, you know, what we're doing exactly. And what ended up happening is I was going to Romania 3 or 4 times a week, 3 or 4 times a month, I should say. And I'm pretty jet lagged. And I had a layover in Amsterdam. I'd have layovers often in Frankfurt or Amsterdam. And when I got into Amsterdam, I went into my hotel room and I turned on the TV set, and there was this BBC program playing called Lonely. And for anybody who's a travel trekker or watched any of the new modern travel trekker episodes on television, that was kind of like a follow-up on the old series that they had called Lonely Planet. And on Lonely Planet, they would take you to different crazy places around the world, and let you see the culture and experience the food and the lifestyle and things of the people there. And I looked at that, I said, if I ever produce television programs that are mission programs, that's exactly what I would do. And sure enough, in the late 1990s, we started editing video, and then we got on a network called 3ABN Broadcasting, then later several other networks, and we started producing these travelogue mission videos where you come with us and see the sights and the sounds and the culture of that country. And we've had just amazing things happen that we caught on camera. So that kind of inspired me to do this vlog, to have you come along with me and to really see what I do with my work and how we shoot video and all the traveling that comes and the headaches and heartaches that can come with it, as well as the blessings and the amazing things that happen. What we're going to do now is we're going to fly from Dubai all the way over to Delhi, India, and then I get in there at 2:30 at night. So we'll see you on the other side. I just arrived in New Delhi. I cleared security and customs and such, and I'm really got jet lag bad. It's 3:30 in the morning right now. Now I gotta go through customs here, make sure they realize I don't have anything that I'm bringing in, and then I gotta go to the domestic terminal, which will be interesting. You're missing a lot of good stuff. I tried to get it on the shuttle bus to take me to Terminal 1, but all the taxi drivers said, oh, it doesn't run this night time. You got to get a taxi. Oh, if you get there, the bus drops you off 2 miles from the place, etc., etc. And so now I'm just trying to find a place where I can get the ticket to get on the bus. It's just crazy here outside the international terminal. And this is where we're going to finally go, right here. And next shuttle in 11 minutes. Yeah, it is hot and sultry out right now. This is the place where they pick up right here. All these guys here, the taxi drivers, saying, oh, no shuttle service after 10 o'clock. Oh, it's going to drop you off at about a mile away from the airport, and you have to walk. And what they want to do is get you in their taxi cab, and then when they do that, they have you prisoner. I wish I could have got a video when I first came out of the exit from the airport. It is crazy. They just like swarm you immediately. And unfortunately, a lot of the places here I couldn't video because it's sensitive, you know, like going through security and all that stuff. Finally made it to the shuttle bus. Well, I'll try to explain what happened for the last hour here. As you might remember, I ended up having to have the ticket rebooked for going from New Delhi to Madurai. And so we got a new ticket, and then by the time our plane got in late from Dubai, I'm really tired, man. I've been going for 30 hours already. And so what ended up happening is Johnson booked another ticket for me. Well, our plane was late, and then the shuttle bus driver was driving super slow, and it was packed full of people to get over to the domestic terminal. Then I had to walk from arrivals all the way up to departures, and then we found out that the gate was just closing for that flight, so I wouldn't be able to catch my flight. So here I was stuck again without a ticket. So this nice Indian guy, young guy, picked me up and took me over to another area, talked with some people, and then took me to another counter desk, and the lady started looking around and said, "Oh, we can give you a ticket from New Delhi to Bombay, and from Bombay to Madurai." And so I ended up booking that ticket. So it's extending my flight and arrival time even more. And it was going to be like 35 and a half hours just to get to the hotel, get to the airport in Madurai. And now it's going to be probably 45, almost 50 hours of travel. Can you imagine? Yeah, my brain's really toasted. But we're here in New Delhi at the airport, and it's got a really nice airport here because this is the capital, of course, so they got the airport fixed up really nice. You get a few miles away from New Delhi out into the outskirts of town. It's definitely old New Delhi where trash and cows and things like that are around, but they've cleaned up around the main part of the city here pretty good. Well, I have a little bit of time. I thought I'd tell you about an experience that happened to me in 2008. Because tonight kind of reminded me of that with getting outside the airport, and it was getting really late. And anyhow, it was in Mumbai airport, and this was in 2008. And I went over and checked on my gate, and it said it was going to leave at 0:45. It was going to start boarding at 0:45. Now I have dyslexia, and those like 0:15s and 0:45s on the calendar sometimes kind of mess up my head. So I thought I have quite a bit of time left. And so I went down and checked on the gate, and then I went around to another gate and sat down in a corner and put on my headphones and was listening to an audiobook, and I fell asleep. And I got up and I started walking back over to the gate. I noticed the whole gate area was already empty, and this guy with a clipboard comes up and goes, "Oh, you Mr. Jeff, oh, you Mr. Jeff, you missed your flight is going out right now." And I went, "Oh, great." He said, "No more flights going out tonight. You come with me, you come with me." And so he took me down to the security office, and they went and fetched my luggage off of the airplane. And they said they would not allow me to stay in the airport all night because my next flight was going to be the exact same time, 0:45 boarding time the next day. And so they basically took me to the front door of the airport, unlocked the doors because all flights in and out were already done for the day, and so they were like shutting down house, and they booted me out on the sidewalk. And here it was by that time about 1:15, 1:30 in the morning, something like that. Well, this made things kind of a little bit awkward because just about 3 weeks before this trip where I was in Mumbai, 10 international Pakistani terrorists came, and they took and sieged a huge hotel that was really close to the airport. They killed a rabbi outside of a synagogue. They spread out, and they killed or hurt over 300 people, and they held a hotel hostage for something like 5 or 6 days. And so, of course, when I was booted out on the sidewalk that night, that was just 2 weeks after that happened, right in that area. I told the rickshaw driver came up and he says, you need a ride? I said, "Yeah, take me to a hotel." "Do you have reservation? You have reservation?" I go, "No, I don't have reservation." And then I said, "Well, take me to the Hilton." And he said, "Oh, no reservation, you can't go." And we drove by the Hilton. There's security guards with machine guns standing up front. Went by the Holiday Inn Express. Couldn't check in there either because it was after 10 o'clock or something like that. They were all in lockdown after a certain time. And he just kept going and going. He goes, "Oh, I know a place I can take you. I know a place I can take you." And it was one of those nights. Here I was dressed in my suit coat, you know, because I was with some official meetings and stuff. I had this gut feeling like this was going to be it. He's going to take me to the outskirts of the city. He's going to rob me, and I'm probably going to die. You know, that's what I was thinking. And anyhow, he just kept driving and driving, and we were way out in the suburbs now of the city. And he went down in this dark, dirty alley, and I go, "Yep, this is it, and this is where I'm going to get robbed." I just knew it was going to happen. And he came to this big black and gold colored gate, and he pressed the intercom button and talked to somebody, and this big gate opened up, and here was this quaint, really nice, clean hotel that was ran by Muslims. And they were so kind to me because they felt so ashamed about what happened with the terrorist attack in Mumbai. And they gave me a room, and they charged me for a one-day stay, even though I stayed there for almost 22 hours, something like that, 20 hours before I had to go back to the airport and check in that next evening. And it was family-oriented. They had really good food there. There was no alcohol served on the premises. And they were so kind to me. But yeah, that was the night that I thought for sure I was going to seriously end it. So what we're going to do now is I have a flight that goes out of here at it boards at 6:20, and right now it's something like 5:20. I need to get to the gate here pretty quick, and then this is going to take us to Mumbai, to Chennai, and then I thought we were going to go to Mumbai, but this is going to take us to Chennai. That's where I usually fly to, and then it's going to have to change planes there, and then we're going to fly down to Madurai from Chennai. I know the Chennai airport pretty good. Man, when I got in here, they saw all the camera gear I was carrying and stuff, and they made me empty all my bags, and they were going through everything. And then finally the guy said, "Put the stuff in your bags and get out of here," because he knew I wasn't the kind of person that was a threat to security at all. Anyhow, just some of the fun things that happen when you do a lot of international traveling and going to these places. Like, how many people do you know that go to a place like Madurai, India? But anyhow, we'll get down there, get checked into a hotel tomorrow. Actually, it's going to be today because it's like 5:30 in the morning right now, and I've been awake all night. And then maybe sleep for a few hours and go out and catch some sights. And then I have one day to recuperate. We're talking about going out and shooting some of the amazing Hindu temples and some of the ruins and things like that that are around this part of India where we're heading.
और छोटे बैग्स को सामने वाली सीट के नीचे रखें। कृपया अपनी सीट पर बैठ जाएं और प्रस्थान के लिए आयल को खाली रखें। धन्यवाद। Welcome to Indigo.
Currently in Chennai, and this airport is huge, but it doesn't have an underground train system like a lot of big airports do. And so you have to walk from Terminal 1 all the way to Terminal 4. And it's got these conveyor belt things you can walk on to go a little faster. But looks like it's about a mile and a half to me or more. Okay. I had to go through another security search. Made me take everything out of my bags and look at every detail. And I have a lot of camera gear I'm traveling with right now, so it was really kind of a pain. Did it in New Delhi and then did it in Chennai here. We're in the old Chennai airport terminal. I remember this place from way back in the 1990s coming here. And I'm gonna go to the hotel room and last flight is a small puddle jumper from Chennai to Madurai, and that'll be it. We finally made it, and now we're going to go to the hotel. And I thought the wedding was today, but I was mistaken again. And looks like the wedding's tomorrow, so we'll be attending the wedding tomorrow. It's going to be a sight to see. It's a good trip, Johnson. Thank you. Thank you. Be nice in a car. It's nice being in a car now instead of being on airplanes or sitting in airports.
Thank you.
Autos.
Yes.
This is typical. It's pretty clean. You have a bucket of water for taking showers that way, or you can actually use a shower. It's totally Western bathroom. And you know, it's not 5-star hotel by any means. The other thing you'll notice is these are wet floors in the bathrooms here. They have drains in the floors of the bathroom. And that way you have tile and it all slopes down to these drains. And they have this device. Notice there's no toilet paper here, any place hanging on the walls, because they use these sprayer hoses. And that's something it took a little getting used to, but it's really common throughout all India and a lot of Asia. Place, but it's got that definite middle income hotels that you can stay at in India. Give you a sweep here of the bedroom. Pretty nice place. I'm not sure what this costs, probably about $30 a night, I'm thinking, something like that. Anyhow, this is going to end this episode, and then we'll start episode 2 tomorrow when we get out and get ready for going to the wedding. Here I was thinking that we weren't going to go to the wedding because I was going to be too sick possibly from jet lag, and that the wedding was happening today, but it was a miscommunication. You've been traveling, I figured it out, 45 hours I've been on the road since I left Spokane, Washington to here. It was quite a journey and a lot of setbacks, but so typical. It's just traveling is not the way it used to be years ago, that's for sure. But we'll see you in the next episode.